This is how you discover what you're really meant to do in your life. If I could just set the context, I imagine your day and your week looks somewhat very similar. It feels like you're going through Groundhog Day. You wake up on a Monday, you got some anxiety, you got some stress on your chest, you're worried about your to-do lists to go through, you commute to work, or maybe you're working from home, but you log on, you end up in all these meetings that, to be honest, could have just been an email, but you're sucked into these soul-destroying meetings. And every single month or every single week, you get a paycheck land into your bank account. And then the cycle just repeats. You've got to fill out the same reports. You've got to hit the same deadlines month after month after month. And whilst you're getting paid and you feel like you have something to do, perhaps you've just got a sense that something is missing, something's not quite right. And I want you to realize that that is the case, because you are not on this planet. You are not here to just wake up, go to a job for the sole purpose of just being able to pay your bills every single month and being able to put food on the table. That is not why you're on this planet. And I believe every single person on this earth has a purpose, something to give, something that will light you up, will give you fulfillment, will energize you, it will excite you. And I believe every single person has that purpose within them. And for many people, they don't know what that is. And I want to help you find that in this video. And what I want you to realize, it's not your fault, because what's happened through your whole life is you've been conditioned that the right pathway is for you to go to school, get good grades, get some form of higher education, whether that's diploma, college, or going to university to get to a degree, and then getting skills and then being able to go and work in a high paying job and work your way up the career ladder. And so this is installed in us our whole life. And I want you to realize that that is just societal conditioning, that it forces people to be put into a box. And for many people, like every single person on this planet is different. We all bring different things to the table. We have different strengths. But the way that the school system is set up, the way society is set up, what we're told to do is we are told to work in this box. And if you're in this box, you're great. If you're paying your taxes, you're earning a salary, you're doing great. But what happens is many people, whilst they're earning a good salary, are absolutely miserable. And they hate their job, but they just don't understand why. And I want you to realize it's because you don't have that purpose, or you haven't found that purpose yet. And I thought, for me, I went into construction as a quantity surveyor, and I thought I was there. I thought I was set for life. I've got the great career. I've got a high paying job. But it wasn't until I'd been traveling for 6 months and I'd had that freedom and I'd came back. It was like somebody had taken the wool from my eyes, and I could finally see the reality of things. And I want you to know that you are only on this planet once. There's no second chances. It's not like you can get to the end and go, well, that didn't go too great. Can I have another go? It doesn't work like that. This is all we've got. And so if you think about it, I mean, what's the average life expectancy now? It is getting better, but what is it? 85, 90 years old? So perhaps if you're watching this, maybe you're a third of the way through your life. Maybe you're coming up to halfway through your life. And so time starts to run out. And that's presuming that you're going to get the rest of your life expectancy. Sadly, sometimes we just don't know how long we've got left. And I want you to be able to fulfill your purpose right away. I want you to start moving towards something that's going to fulfill you, it's going to light you up, and it's going to excite you, because you are not here and you are not born just to pay your bills, pay taxes, get to retirement, which is getting pushed back more and more and more every single time. So people are having to work later into life to then get to retirement and live on a pension that isn't really there, and there's not much for you to live on. You're feeling a lot older. You don't have the energy that you used to have. So then to be able to go and live the experiences that you want to do becomes a lot more difficult. I want you to enjoy life right now, and I want you to experience the very best that life has to have, to offer you right now as well. And I want you to know that there is something in you. There is a purpose. You have a power to give something to people on this planet. Everybody has a purpose. Remember that. So think for yourself. It's a deep question, but why are you here? If you could actually sit down in somewhere quiet with pen and paper, think, why are you here? Not watching this video, but I mean, why are you on planet Earth? You have a mission, you have a sense of duty, there is something there for you. And if you can think to the end of your life, and if you could put yourself in that situation where you're at the end of your life and you're looking back, what do you want to be known for? As you go through life, what do you want to be known for? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What impact do you want to leave behind? And what would you have regretted missing out on or not doing? So if you look back over your life and go, you know what, I regret never setting up that charity, or I regret never making that switch in my career, I regret never starting that business, which I knew I should have gone after, but perhaps you were too afraid to do that. And it's a darker question and it's a more morbid question, but really, if people were at your funeral, what would they say about you? What would you want them to say about you, crucially? Because behind all of these and behind these questions, this is where you start to figure out what your purpose is. And a lot of people are in a career that's great on paper, and it's great in terms of salary, and it's great in terms of career prospects, but it is not aligned with who they are as a person, and it is not really what they want to do. Maybe it's something that their parents wanted them to do, and maybe it's something that the teachers thought they'd be good at, but it's not what they want to do in their heart. But they're scared to do it because they've just been told their whole life that, hey, no, you should do that career. That's what you're born to do. When really the truth is, it's not. And so why are you here? And I'm not expecting you to have an answer here on this video. It's something that you need to go out there and ask yourself and take some time for yourself to figure that out. But what value do you really want to supply to other people? How do you really want to help other people? And I worked as this QS, and I'd go down to site, and there'd be these big apartment blocks going up, tower cranes, machines on site, and it looked cool, and I loved seeing it. It's like, giant construction toys basically, and it was amazing to watch. But deep down, what I realized is that I never directly helping anybody. Like, I didn't get to see somebody moving into those apartments. I didn't get to see their faces as they moved in, so I didn't get to see that direct impact. I'd help the clients and they'd end up making a lot of money, and the bosses and the managers, they'd all be making a lot of money, but still I didn't feel like I was having that direct impact. And when I finally decided to take the leap and move into coaching and started working with people, holding them accountable towards their goals and helping them with their mindset, big shift happened. And I remember getting texts from people who say, wow, thank you so much. I've got this much money. I've been able to get this in a sales. I've increased my income by this much. Or I've been able to do something that scared them. And to get a direct text like that meant so much. And it was so powerful to receive that and a genuine, sincere sense of gratitude from people because you've had a direct impact on their life. And it's an incredible feeling. And that feeling can't be beaten by working in a career whilst on paper it sounds good and it seems good. But that fulfillment of receiving that text is so much more. And every day, this is my mentor, Blair said this, if you think a bee goes out every single day to make honey, right? They're flying out, gathering pollen, they bring it back, they're making honey. What are humans doing every day? We're going out and we just think that, we're going out there to make money. But what is the indirect impact of what you do? And for the bee, if you actually think about it, whilst the bee thinks its purpose is to go out and make honey, what's actually happening is the bee's purpose is to pollinate, to cross-pollinate. So we as human beings have food, but also other wildlife has food as well, right? And so that's the true purpose of the bee. And for you, your true purpose is not to go out there and just make money. Your true purpose lies in the indirect impact of that. What's the indirect impact, the real work that you do? And when you start focusing on that is when the money truly starts to show up. That's when magic happens. And that's when you feel like you're in your flow. That's when you feel like you're making progress, but you'll get that feeling of fulfillment, like, yes, this is actually why I'm here. And you know what, I'm not going to say that you don't get tired, but when you get tired, when you get exhausted, it's not a feeling of burnout. It's just, you know, you've been working hard, but you feel like you can keep going. And you end up, you love what you do. You love what you do. Not do what you love. It's a slight twist. It's love what you do. And wouldn't it be a great feeling if every single day you could wake up in the morning and love what you do and show up at your laptop or your desk, or you go and work in another country, or you work in a cafe, or wherever you want to be, and you can love what you do every single day. And you can receive messages from people, and you can see the direct impact that you have. That's where the great money starts showing up. That's where the doors start opening. The opportunities start arriving, and they just come out of nowhere. Where you're living your purpose, it's weird. The right people and the right opportunities just magically seem to just start showing up at the right time, right when you need them as well. So you got to ask yourself, what is your purpose? If you feel miserable, if you feel unfulfilled right now in what you do for your career and for your work, and you want to do something else and you want to have more fulfillment, and you feel like there's a gap between where you are right now and where you want to be, then you got to sit down with yourself and just be honest with yourself. And whatever comes up, don't judge it. It's so easy, an idea can come up about what we want to do and the business that we want to start, but we're so quick to shut it down because of fear and worries and I don't know if it will work. So you shut that idea down. I don't want you to judge anything, but whatever comes up is just appreciate it, write it down, and then just digest it. Like, just think about it for a little while and start doing some research on it. This is how you begin to find your purpose. This is how you begin to find that message. Like, you had the ability to speak to every single person at once in the whole world, and you had 30 seconds on a microphone to speak to everybody. What would you want to tell them? What words would you want to speak, and what impact would you want to have in that time? So that is how you start to find your purpose. That's how you discover what you're really meant to do in your life. And look, if you want help and you want my support in finding what your purpose is, just reach out to me. Like, just type below or send me a message and we can sort that out. And I'll put a link in the description for you to book a call with me as well. And I can just help you find what your purpose is. I'm very good at that. And I know there are strengths, there are skills that you have, and we can set that up in a way where you can be doing something that gives you fulfillment, and it comes from your heart, and it's not just a mental process for you where you're just going through Groundhog Day every single. I don't want that for you. I want you to experience the best that life has to offer. I want you to have a lot of fun, and of course, I want you to have the ability to make a lot of money doing that as well.